So I told you that I've been reading Snarl Marx. You see? You see? In case I ever want to play victim on the go, I've got portable Snarl Marx. Capitalism's terrible. I hate it. I hate it when people have opportunity. I just love to be able to portably play victim. It's awesome, you know. This is interesting, though. It is an interesting take on his life. Even the author of this biography says that he's just a really intolerable person. Like, let's see here. I just find it interesting. Let's see. Hold on one second, Vortex. To his father and to many of those who knew him, he seemed a man with more brains and brilliance than heart, driven by a Faustian demon and not by a divine compassion. Pride, a fierce love of independence, intellectual arrogance, and a firm conviction of moral superiority were his outstanding character traits. He was less than generous to those from whom he learnt, and bitterly jealous of those who achieved political success or intellectual standing in threatened competition to his own. Isn't that interesting? Whiny little bitch, Snarl Marx. You know, turning in his grave right now. Fuck you. I guess he was right about one thing, though. He was definitely right about how materialistic fetishism was going to drive us into this, the point we're at right now, where we, are looking to something else as a solution. I would say that that's happened for a number of reasons, not just materialism, but I think that materialism has a lot to do with it. It just kind of shows you like how void of any spirituality materialism truly is. So whenever you become obsessed with stuff, it's not soul sustaining. It's not fulfilling. And I guess in that regard he was right in his critique. But, you know, his idea of like, oh, well, let's just replace God with me, you know, because he said, I want to dethrone God and destroy capitalism. Those are his words. I feel like he did that pretty well, because if you look around and you look at all these people that consider themselves to be more on the left, and you look at the stuff that they're into, it doesn't make a lick of sense. And then you ask them about God, and they just laugh at you. They think you're retarded. It's like I got into an argument with a friend of mine, a colleague that I do comedy with, and it's like he was on acid. You know, he's arguing with me at like 11:30 at night over the existence of God. You know, he's got a 2-year-old daughter at home, and he's like at a bar high on acid arguing with some crazy bitch about the existence of God. You know, like I don't know people that don't believe in God, that aren't, you know, on a bunch of shit. Because, you know, you have to find a replacement for that. So obviously that need is definitely there. And I don't think that need would be there if there wasn't a substantial reason for that need, you know. And only God can fill that void. Trust me, I know, because I've attempted to fill this void with a lot of other shit, and it hasn't really worked, because I just need more shit to fill it with. And I've noticed that, when I just pray, like, that's enough. God is satisfactory, but people, they always think of that, like, in terms of the material. They look at that in terms of, convenience and, items that they have, items that they don't have. And I'm not necessarily referring to, like, TV and a couch and shit like that. I'm talking about food and shelter. A TV and a couch. It's funny that you said that. No, those two things go hand in hand, correct? But, yeah, I mean, it's really obvious how badly everybody needs God right now. Which is why, the powers that be are pushing so hard to convince you that not only is God dead, but that you cannot trust your reality at all. Because reality is susceptible to change every 5 minutes. I mean, you look at the news cycle, it's completely out of control. And that's the reason why we don't have a smartphone. We don't want to give in to that in any kind of way. And people can mock me for that all they want, but at the end of the day, I'm always right about that one. Booyah, bitch.